All right, we are live. This is It's RAHR. I am Phil RAHR, and I've got Jesse and Mike Lipari joining us today.
Thanks, Phil.
So, hey, Jesse. Well, first off, thanks for joining us. And I guess the main thing that is on a lot of people's mind is the economy, and you seem to have a role to play in that with the Finger Lakes Economic Development Center. And so I was wondering if first you could just tell us kind of how you got into that, what your role is, what that organization's all about.
Yeah, certainly. I started with the Economic Development Center a little over 2 years ago. Steve Griffin, the CEO, and my boss asked me to interview for the position. He knew I was living in Yates County at the time, but commuting to Rochester for work, and that I was actively looking for something a little bit closer to home. Knew I had a business background. Asked me to come in to interview, and things kind of fell into place from there. We are obviously not obviously, but we are the sole economic development arm for Yates County. And all that really means is we're working with the businesses to help them expand, grow, attract new businesses, create jobs, increase wages and salaries for those existing jobs, anything to really better and enhance the economic environment of Yates County.
Awesome.
So we have our hands in just about everything that's going on here, which is exciting. It certainly got me to know a lot of people in town very, very quickly. And like I said, we're just here to help. It's been an interesting couple weeks. It's been a crazy couple weeks with everything going on, but I am blessed to be in a position to be able to help.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel helpless right now, so you being able to kind of jump in and do some things is huge in this community.
Yeah, it's something I don't take lightly. Want to help everybody that we can. I'll do anything I can to help out. Anything the agency can do, we're certainly going to. We're just like everybody else right now. Any small business or individual, we're kind of reassessing the situation as it goes. Everything's so fluid that we kind of taking it day by day, hour by hour, to develop ways that we can help, figure out what we can do to help the businesses, help individuals get through the challenges that we're all facing every day.
Yeah.
So what we did, one of the very first things we did when this all kind of really hit last week, or almost 2 weeks ago now, is we knew an immediate benefit and help that we could offer was we deferred all our loan payments for our existing borrowers. So it wasn't a whole community-wide approach. We certainly are looking at avenues to do that. But as an immediate response, we said for 90 days, you can, up to the business or the borrower, to suspend their principal and interest payments through June.
That's awesome.
As a way to kind of generate some cash flow for those businesses, relieve a little bit of the burden that they have, and at least reassess the situation in a few months to see what the best plan of action to move forward is. Kind of see how each business is doing it at that point.
That's huge. I've already heard from a couple folks that said that you had reached out to them and had that conversations, and they were very appreciative.
Yeah, it's the least we can do. Certainly want to help out in any way we can. Those were not easy phone calls, but hearing the relief, the appreciation that each business had just from reaching out before even offering that deferment, was able to get me to the next phone call. Just knowing that, boy, we're struggling, but offering to help, do anything we can do just to have a conversation with them. Everybody was appreciative of that, and it made making the next phone call a little bit easier. It's not being in business of helping businesses, talking to all of them and hearing their struggles that they're laying off employees is not an easy thing to hear. But again, to do anything we can to help was made my job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
The second that that I heard that they were shutting down bars and restaurants, Mike's phone rang, and I'm like, "Hey, Mike." He's like, "Thought I'd be hearing from you." And instantly, I'm sure without them even talking or anything, he goes, "We're going to take care of you. We're going to do something. We'll make sure that everyone gets through this. We'll do our part." So it made me seriously sigh of relief huge. Without FLEDC, I probably wouldn't have any of my businesses. They give you some serious low interest loans and easy payments, and they do their best to work with everyone. So I appreciate you, Mike. You know that I tell you that every time. So
Yeah, well, we love what you're doing. Wish we were sitting in 18th Amendment or up at the distillery right now, but we'll be back. We'll be back there soon. So thanks for investing in Yates County. We appreciate you as well.
Yeah. And I guess as we go, we'll keep going, but as we go, if any of our viewers have questions, they can post those in the comments, and I'll try to get any of those to Mike that we can. So if you have any of those. So is there any idea what's next, Mike?
We're kind of just assessing all the packages, the stimulus relief packages that are coming out, making sure that we understand those the best we possibly can so that we can then relay that information back to the businesses. As we know, most of them are going to need that support that the federal and state governments are rolling out. So we're making sure we're up to date. We've consolidated a list of the resources that we found on our website and have a kind of a one-stop shop for everything that's out there. And we were, again, updating that daily, if not hourly, as new information is released. Working with both the Small Business Development Center. We have a local rep, Lindsay Wolf, who works out of our office once a month. But that organization, again, the Small Business Development Center, they're going to be assisting a lot of the local small businesses, or any business that, for that matter, that wants to apply for some of these state resources. Specifically, the Small Business Administration has a disaster loan that they're offering right now, and the SBDC is going to help businesses apply for that. So it's us kind of facilitating that relationship between the business, the SBDC, so that they can then apply for some of these relief loans, which the SBA was one of the first to offer assistance once this whole outbreak hit. Obviously, with the federal government changing and releasing their stimulus packages, there's updates to that. So navigating and educating businesses about what's the best to apply for, which route to go, is what will come into play right now. I wish we could do a whole lot more, but our resources are limited.
Yeah. This is already a lot.
It is. It's
huge.
I've been saying it for days and for weeks now that one of the biggest challenges, a part of all this, is the uncertainty. Not knowing a time frame when this is going to end is a big challenge. If we knew that end date, then we'd be able to kind of adjust and adapt and say, okay, we can figure it out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Depending on which media source you're listening to or what you're reading, you're going to have a different feeling of when this is all going to end.
Right.
We are looking into the potential option of providing bridge loans to businesses that are applying for some of these relief packages, specifically the SBA disaster loan. They're saying it's about a 2 to 3 month process to have the application in, funds awarded, close the loan, and funds in hand. So if we're able to we wouldn't be able to provide a full bridge loan for what some of these businesses need and are asking for. But if we can provide a little bit or some funds quicker, faster, have some money in hand in a couple weeks versus a couple months, then they at least have some working capital to pay some of their bills and keep them afloat for the time being until the full amount comes in.
And I think that's been a big stressor for a lot of these business owners, is that I think most of them, if not all of them, are hurting right now. And they see that there's going to be this emergency loan program, but the timeline on it is something that's beyond when they need to start paying expenses. So it's nice that you're able to at least consider doing some kind of a bridge loan to help out with that.
Yeah, we put feelers out last week to see what businesses are thinking of applying, if they are applying, how much they're going to be looking for, how much assistance they need, and the kind of a time frame for when they need funds for. Have had some good response to that already, and the numbers are high. So we'll certainly have to kind of, if we are able to do it, we will have to put a cap or a maximum loan amount.
Right.
So that way we're able to help as many businesses as we can. Get two that come in and ask for a few $100,000, our resources are going to be expired pretty quickly. So if we put limits on it, at least we can get some cash to a lot of businesses quickly.
That's what I was going to ask, because I read the email you guys sent out, and I was thinking, it would be nice to have something to pay, because other bills keep coming. Just because your mortgage payments are canceled doesn't mean other payments aren't coming. So that's what I was worried about. Is there enough capital to go around for everyone? And hopefully people aren't trying to take it all. I'd hope that they would, just take the minimum and allow other people to take the minimum and keep moving forward. So
right. Are you saying from our end or more?
Yeah, from your end, for the bridge loans.
Yeah, most are saying whatever you can provide is obviously beneficial to them. Obviously, there's a large difference in scales of the businesses in Yates County. There's some that have millions of dollars of revenue, and some that are a lot less than that. But they're all facing the same challenges. So one asking for a lot is relative to what a smaller business may be asking for. But that's where we would put probably a maximum amount that we could loan out, and then a maximum per business. So if we say we have $250,000, $250,000 to lend out to the community, we may cap our loan to a single business at $25,000. That way we're able to help 100 businesses. Yeah. My math right there. It's Sunday morning.
I think that's
try to make easy math. I don't know if I did or not.
25,000 is really generous. I thought you might even cap it less, 10,000, 5,000.
And we may have to. We're still in the preliminary kind of assessment phase of it. So we might be down there. Just seeing some of the initial response there's a lot of people asking for a lot of money.
Oh boy.
But and that's from the SBA side. They're asking for a lot from SBA. Sure. It's not. They know we're not going to be able to front that whole amount, or even a large portion of some of what they're asking. So once we kind of have some more solidified numbers back from those businesses and have an estimated total, then we'll figure out what we can and will offer. So we certainly want to help as many businesses as we can, but we need to be here for when this all clears up as well. So we want to be able to help for the long term, and not bury ourselves. So we'll certainly do what we can, find the best option, and get as much support out there to as many businesses as we can.
Well, I know a lot of people appreciate that. I don't even own a business, and I appreciate it because that's the community I live in, And I know a lot of these businesses this is their busy time of year. I mean, almost everybody, this is their busy time of year. So
just coming right now, that's for sure. It's most of these businesses work their butts off, do everything they can, work nonstop to make it through the winter, and then to have these winter months be extended because of a pandemic outbreak is scary. If this goes on much longer, they go into their busy season and start losing a lot. They've already lost a lot.
Right.
It's scary to think if this goes beyond Memorial Day or longer, what the outcome is gonna be. There's been saying all along there's going to be no true way to understand and explain what the economic impact this has. It's the far-reaching effect of it. It's just never going to be able to truly measure it.
No, it's gonna echo for years. I mean, you can't shut off the faucet.
No.
I know you can't say names of businesses, Mike, but who does it look like is most affected? Like, have you noticed? Is it the restaurant? Is it the farm, breweries, and distilleries? I mean, or is it everybody? Is it not just a single group?
It's most. It certainly is most of them. Of the conversations I've had, there's a couple that were surviving, that were doing okay, and that might have changed with Cuomo's most recent mandate as of Friday, shutting down all non-essential construction. So it is going to be a little bit wider reaching, hurt even more businesses. Hospitality and tourism are the two that have had the biggest effect. Cancellations, obviously, not having people in your restaurant or your distillery is it hurts. There's obviously you cannot not do enough takeout orders to cover 2 hours of open business.
Right.
So we feel for you. My wife and I are trying to eat out as much as we can to support the local restaurants, but it only goes so far.
Have you noticed anybody who, any businesses specifically, who have kind of jumped in and found something different that's really working? I know you're probably busy with your nose and everything, trying to keep them floating, but
yeah, no, it's a great question. I think most of them are still adapting. Some are certainly trying some unique, different things. I'll have a better answer for you later this week as get a feel for and talking to more of them.
Yeah, that's one that I think about a lot. This is a challenge, but it's a great chance for people to kind of move in a different direction. Obviously, not knowing whether it's for 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, how long changes will last, but certainly an opportunity to try to do something different.
Right. There's absolutely going to be some new normals that arise out of this. So adapting and adjusting and finding a way to maximize off of that is a good business opportunity.
What's the best way for everyone to kind of reach out to you guys now, Mike? Do you have like an email that you prefer, or should they call the office and get directed to you or Steve Griffin?
Yep, all the above. We are fully remote now, just as everybody else is. Our office phone will be forwarded to myself or Steve's cell phone. Email always works. I'm certainly happy to provide that contact information. My cell phone's always on and hasn't stopped ringing in 2.5 weeks, but that's a good thing. It's said I'm in a fortunate position, so I'm happy to answer that phone call at any hour of the day.
I know that the bill, the new law that got passed, the emergency law, the CARES Act, was kind of passed late Friday. So I don't know how much of a chance you've had to look at it yet, but I was wondering if you'd noticed anything in there yet, if you had a chance to go through it.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up to date on it as much as I can. I haven't taken an overly deep dive, more of a kind of general assessment of everything that's there. But there are some good and exciting packages or opportunities to help small businesses in there. The most probably largest one that jumps out is the paycheck protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's for small businesses, so their government's view of small business, I guess, is any employer under 500 people.
Mm-hmm.
So that covers a fair amount, if not all businesses in the Yates County will qualify for this. But they're offering there's $350 billion to help help businesses keep their employees on or employed. So they're offering a loan that is forgivable for up to 8 weeks. So they'll incentive any business that is able to keep their same payroll.
Mm-hmm.
So keep their employees on, keep paying them for an 8-week period, and it will be retroactive. So they're going to go back to February 15th to start this. Obviously, we know there's a lot of businesses that have already had to lay off employees.
Sure.
Going retroactively will allow those businesses to rehire and still be eligible for this relief. But basically, any payroll expenses, interest on mortgage payments, rent, and utilities that the loan is applied towards are forgiven within that 8-week period if you're able to keep the same payroll on, or same number of employees working.
That's awesome.
So instead of having to pay back that portion of the loan, it's money that they're injected with cash flow to help out the business immediately, but then don't have to worry about it paying it back over a long period of time. So it's more of a grant type opportunity if you can keep your employers working or your employees working. The nice thing about that, it also allows, so if you want to go that route, if a business wants to go that route, but you've already applied for the SBA disaster loan, they'll allow you to refinance that disaster loan and take advantage of this new program that just came out and just became law not even 48 hours ago.
Yeah. A lot of employers got to be feeling a little better now that they can file for unemployment. I mean, it's got to help out. And
yep.
It's kind of, even part-time workers can get, unemployment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Part-time, self-employed, which is nice. I extended that.
So that does look like it's going to apply to business owners. I know it was kind of, a lot of people weren't sure at first.
From what I've read, it is self-employed is going to be able to file for unemployment as well. Contract individual contractors, as well as gig workers, all should be able to file for unemployment now.
Right. And it looks like an extra $600 a week.
It is, yeah. I think that looks like the case, and extending it for another 13 weeks if need be. So if there's certain businesses that are seasonal, and I have to look into this a little bit further, so I'm not 100% accurate on this yet. But if some of our seasonal workers have been on unemployment for close to the limit, the 6-month limit,
right,
they should be able to extend that when they're about ready to go back to work this time of year. They should be able to extend that if that business is unable to be open.
Mm-hmm.
So that will help as well.
Anyone asked any questions, Phil? No.
Well, Marianne was confused about the faucet that we were shutting off, and the faucet is we're not letting anything in or out of the economy. It's down to a trickle right now, so that's going to be hard to keep up with. And then she also had the question of what our thoughts were on people who are returning to the area from outside the area. So people who have summer homes here, people who have second homes here, and otherwise, what's going on with that?
That's going to be a challenge. It's hard to tell them to stay away, and we've encouraged them to come down here for years and years, and it's been our lifeblood with tourism. But it will put a strain on our resources that are already strained. See the grocery stores, and there's tons of empty shelves, and you bring more people into the area that are looking for that type of stuff, and it's not there. So it's a tough position for us to be in. We certainly want them here once this all clears up and spending money in our businesses and boosting back the economy, but it's a tough spot right now. As long as they're here, they bring their materials, what they need, shelter in place, and don't spread this around, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Have you do you have any role in kind of the I want to say the resort economy, the bed and breakfasts, the hotels, those kinds of businesses in the area?
We work with them. Yep, we've helped a few of them out. A couple of the bed and breakfasts, the hotels. So a lot of them received assistance when they were first coming into town. So we stay in touch with them, kind of get a feel for how they're always doing. Helps monitor what the tourism impact in the county is. They're all hurting now.
Yeah.
Sure. I liked your professional opinion on the people coming up here, Mike. That's why it's good to have you on the show.
We've got to have someone professional.
Yeah. He's like, well, he's weighing the good and the bad. Phil and I are usually like, oh, no, it's just dumb. Like,
Get out of here.
What are you thinking?
No, it's tough because I want people to be here. This is not, nobody wants this. Nobody wants this, but it's scary for people when we see that, Yates County still doesn't have any official positive tested cases. We don't have a huge kind of population center, although the population goes up. Do you know what the number is? It goes up by like 75,000 over the summer, doesn't it?
It's significant. Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but it's this time of year. You see it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That more and more people are here and coming around. So it's tough.
I was going to ask you, Mike, what has this done for people that were trying to start new businesses? I mean, has it just like stopped them completely? Because I know there's got to be a lot of projects that were supposed to be up and coming. One of them next door to me. So, you got Parker's that was supposed to be there.
Yeah, they're certainly in a tough spot. They're still coming, and I was told to tell that to everybody that they are still here. They are certainly on hold for the time being. They're just can't. Obviously, it's not an essential construction project, so they wouldn't even be allowed to continue to work now. But when you're a restaurateur, all your money's from people in the door, and when people aren't in the door, it's hard to continue pushing forward on projects that still need finishing. It has been surprising. I have other businesses that were looking to come and looking to do some things that are still looking to do it. So it was a relief last week talking to some of those businesses that had potential projects and hearing them that they, despite the environment, they are still looking to move forward. So we won't lose all our momentum. Obviously, the longer it goes, it's harder to continue pushing forward. But I have a few of them that are taking advantage of the downtime and wanting to continue going, pushing forward. Obviously, opening and timelines will have to adjust.
Yeah.
But it's not all on hold, so that's promising.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard to enforce construction guys not to work. My father being one, they're pretty rough dudes, and it's going to be interesting because I don't know how this is all going to turn out, and I don't know what their plan is because these guys are not your typical person. They're
Right.
They're a little bit different.
So. Yeah, it's there's in there, and I'm not going to say I fully understand it or have a legal ability to say what's right or what's wrong on how to move forward. But from my understanding, there's some language in the bill that will allow you to continue working if you can practice safe social distancing practices, I guess. So if you're able to, if you're a one-man contractor working somewhere, I don't see how that's a problem and why you would have to stop if you're not exposing anybody else to it, or if you're able to stay apart. But again, that all could be changed, or I could be understanding it wrong. Within the next day or hour, we never know what the next mandate coming down is. So,
have you noticed anything as far as all of the regulations that you usually deal with that have gotten easier?
One of the very first things, which was helped us significantly, was the public meeting law was amended or suspended. So that allowed us, our agency, to allowed us to hold board meetings and have decisions made remotely.
Okay.
So that law, we wouldn't allow, you couldn't vote on any policy or project or any motion or resolution that was presented unless you were in the meeting in person.
Mhm.
But when this all kind of came down, we had a board meeting 2 days after it all kind of hit, and thankfully, Governor Cuomo did suspend that law, so it allowed us to meet remotely, still carry on a full meeting. We had projects that were ready to move forward that were voted on. We were able to vote and decide if it was we wanted to suspend, which we ultimately did, defer the loan payment, so we're able to make those decisions while not being in person. So that was a big help. I know there's tax relief and tax credit type suspensions that are going to be going on to ease some of the liabilities on businesses that will take part of this as well. So
That's helpful. I mean, that's practical, you know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you're putting mandates out there so people can't see or meet or be in the same room, but we still got to continue to at least move forward on the best we can.
So I got to get your guys' opinion on this. All right, since they're allowing alcohol to go, there's no way they can come back from this, right? This is a thing. Keep it going. As long when this is over, you got to allow it. You got to keep allowing it. You can't stop now, right? What do you guys think?
My opinion is that if you don't need the regulation now during an emergency, you never needed it.
Yeah.
I tend to lean that way as well. Never know what's going to happen.
So you need to start stocking up on paper cups.
Yeah, I've been using mason jars. Mason
jars.
Yeah, works pretty well. We do if you live too far away, we'll make it for you, and we say add ice, or if you want ice, we'll ice it if you're not too far away. So
can people bring their own mason jar?
Sure. Yeah. Jamie Sisson's usually a big watcher. He got 2 cocktails Friday night. So
all right.
And he got some hardcore ones. We tried to do it in a paper cup, and it didn't work. It started eating through it, and I was like, "So no Sazeracs or old fashions and paper cups. We got to upgrade to glass." Yeah.
Here you go. Jamie agrees with us.
I'm with you, Jesse. There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great. How was Business Friday? Did you get a fair amount and do all right? Or
it was pretty good, and I'll tell you, there was a lot of very generous people leaving tips that didn't need to be. Jamie being one, like very, very generous people that did their best to try to help us, and I think that really helped a lot more than anything. We maybe had 20 orders, but everyone tried to give way more than they should have and help us out. So
good.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, it just shows the community coming together during this challenging time. There's been a lot of that, and certainly a silver lining throughout what we're all dealing with is people looking out for one another. So need to keep that rolling beyond this.
I know not everybody can, but it's nice that it seems like most of the people that can want to, and they try to. Mm-hmm. Jamie says that the meal was fantastic and the drinks were phenomenal.
Perfect. So I like to hear.
Happy customer.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah. So if they're going to allow drinks to go in this new resolution, do you think there's a lot of things now that are happening that you can see staying? Like we were talking about not needing a public meeting, maybe doing remotely, passing things. Because I know working for the town of Barrington, that's another thing that can be a real pain, is having to have public meetings and organize it and get it all together. And maybe this is something for small things that'll let you start doing remote or, anything, just sign and be done with it. I know certain things need to be public, but there's other things that definitely don't. So.
Right. And maybe state made some mandates, even with the suspension of the public meeting law, that allowed these to still stay public, so that there was public input, and it's out there, so the transparency is still there. But certainly, there's no need for us to always be in person. You're just encouraging people that are sick to show up to close quarters events and pass it along, knowing how easily sickness and viruses can be passed along now. I can't see why they would ever go back to a mandated in-person meeting when we have the technology that we do today to allow us to be still as transparent as an open meeting and get everything done while not being on top of each other. There's certainly going to be some changes there. I would think and hope. It makes sense.
I know a lot of people have been worried about the upcoming elections as well. Obviously, they've moved the April elections to June, but that's something where that can be done remotely. I know there are a lot of reasons to do it in person, but there are a lot of reasons to do it remotely too.
Absolutely, and this shows it that you need to have some sort of plan B or another option. You can't shut down voting for forever. We have to have elections, but being able to do it in a safe environment is necessary as well.
When you had your meetings remotely, what was there a platform that you used that was open to the public?
So we had about a day and a half, if that, to figure out what we were going to do, how we were going to do it. We use a CRM, customer relationship management platform, currently, that allowed us to do some video and conference chat. So we used that for the first go around. Provided the phone number for to call in for the public. There were certainly some hiccups. Naturally, when you only have a day and a half to plan it, we knew there were going to be some. So we'll be changing that platform going forward as well, to make it a little bit more user friendly, make sure there's less bugs and fewer hiccups. So we're still assessing that now, but by our April meeting, we'll have a new plan or new platform in place.
Awesome.
So now, next question. All right, since for all us guys that aren't married, how are you? You look safe. You don't look bruised. You look like you've done well. You got any tips?
A little bit of makeup.
You got any tips of how to, when you're home with your wife, worked in the school, how you staying safe, Mike? What's going on?
Yes, honey. Yes, honey.
Yes, honey.
No, it's we get along really well. It's good to have some extra time together. Obviously, we're both busy, really busy, so it's nice to be together. Certainly a silver lining of the challenge. We had to we both tried working from the kitchen table for the first couple of days. That was not a good idea. So I immediately set up a desk and a computer in the guest room, and so we have our separate spaces. And with as busy as we've both been, that it's almost like we see each other for lunch, and then it's back to our own separate areas until the day is over. So
there you go. So the main pointer is yes, honey. That's it. That's all you gotta do if you want to stay going in this thing. Okay.
It's just like going to work, except there's a dog there.
Yeah. They're getting used to it too. They first couple days, it was my arm kept getting bounced, getting a nose to my arm. Why aren't you playing with me? Why aren't you playing with me? You're home. Now they get it as well. So
this is the first podcast that my dog hasn't whined through.
So he's learning.
He's learning. I learned too. I took him for a walk right before we got on, and I gave him something to chew on, and I hid everything that squeaks.
Smart. They're making out the best in this situation, aren't they?
Yeah,
more walks, more time with us, so they're enjoying it.
I actually just shared a link with anybody who's interested. If you have extra free time right now, I know we don't want to have extra free time, but a way to earn a couple bucks extra is there's a free class on healthier relationships in the Finger Lakes.
I
And
saw that.
if you take it, it's like I think they split it up into 4 3-hour sessions. So it's a little bit of a time commitment, but it's like 4 half days. And then you get, I believe, a $75 gift card at the end, and then another $100 gift card when you do a survey, I think a month later. So
that's substantial.
Getting paid to sit in your living room. You don't even have to go to the place to do the training. So that's nice.
That's a nice benefit to do that. And that sounds like a good class that help some of us get through these times.
I think a lot of us could use it right now. I think a lot of us could use it anytime.
Yeah. Certainly.
Extra money. So, Mike, one thing that I thought a lot of businesses would like to know is, so you talk to more businesses than most people, right? I mean, you're kind of in the loop. What are people having a lot of success doing right now? Is there anything that's, that you've heard that is helping them, keep going, make some money? What do you think?
That's a good question. The tough answer so far. It's been more kind of what they're doing to survive, what we can do to help them. I think in the next few weeks, as we talk to more and we've learned how to adapt through the situation, I'll have some better answers to that question. It's more kind of survival mode at this point for a lot of them, naturally. I know taking advantage of Cuca to Go has helped a lot of the restaurants to get delivery out to people that can't come or don't want to be out at all. And some of the relaxed laws for the wineries and breweries to do pickup, or I've seen, some of the breweries are now doing delivery service as well.
There you go.
Drop them off at your door.
Yeah. I really liked the model that Climbing Vines was using, that basically they just said, call or text sometime before 3:00 and we'll load up the van and we'll go do all the deliveries at 3:00. So they don't have to be there waiting for you all day, though I think they might be. But you call in your order ahead of time and then they go out and they deliver all of them.
Yep. Yeah, I think that would help them a lot, should help them a lot. I like they put a little bit of a social benefit on there, I guess the way to say it is they advertise you can send it to someone you miss or someone that you want knows like the product. It doesn't necessarily have to be for you, but they'll deliver it to someone of your choice as well. Send somebody a nice little package.
Oh wow!
Get them through these tough
That's
times.
another one on the list of things I'd like to see carry over after this is all done with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think a lot of people would take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But what we have seen, again, kind of the social side of it, there is numerous businesses that are offering or looking to do anything they can to help out the community. Whether it's making masks, providing parts for the N95 masks or the cloth masks. There's a lot of people looking out for one another, or just talking to individual businesses and owners. They get through telling you their struggles, what their challenges are, and then immediately offer, well, if there's anything that we can do to help the community, we're going to do it. Just let us know. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And it's great to see. They're dealing with their own challenges, their own troubles, but are still offering to do anything they can to help out. And that's just shows what a tightly knit community we have, and everyone looks out for one another. It's a great place to be and live. And I've seen that before this challenge, and even more so now that we're dealing with what we are now.
Absolutely. The one that I've really noticed lately is it seems like a lot of the alcohol, whether it's cider, liquor, beer, maybe not quite as much beer, but more the cider, the wine, the liquor, that they're taking their stock that is valuable and they're turning it into hand sanitizer to donate. And that's a ton of money that they're sacrificing, and a ton of product that they're sacrificing to be able to donate it to help the cause. And that's huge.
It is. Yeah, it's awesome to see just anything they can do to speed up
including
this whole
Jesse.
process. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should be out hopefully Tuesday. I think we'll have it ready. So
Did the bottles come in yet?
That's great.
yep, bottles, labels. It's really good. The tea tree, the eucalyptus, it's all going pretty well. So yeah.
Jesse, speaking of bottles, Jamie wants to know when the whiskey will be ready for sale because he saw that was going into bottles. I know you were still waiting on the label.
Yeah. So actually, I don't know if it'll work on my phone, but the problem was I'm having trouble deciding between two labels. So let me see if I can't get it up to the camera and show everyone what the real struggle is deciding what color to go with, because that's something that happens. So let me hide Phil's face.
Here, send it. Wait, send it to me on
Does that work? Can you see?
Send it to me on a Facebook. Hold on.
Yeah. Send it to you on Facebook.
Try it now. Try it now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. No, does it work? So we're trying to go with either black or the tan, and we can't decide. So it's one of those things so by Monday, we're going to come up with a decision, and we're going to decide which one of these labels are going to be the bourbon. So if anyone in the comments or watches the video, give me an idea what you think would look good on the red wax labeled bourbon. So, yeah.
All right. So
they look great. I don't think you can go wrong.
Let us know, black or tan.
Yeah. Should be fun.
So when did you say you thought that was going to be ready, or you still don't know?
So Monday I make the decision, and then I probably won't have the labels until Thursday or Friday. And I'll try to label as soon as I get them. I'll try to label and get some bottles out. So we're going to sell them all done. It's going to be $40 a bottle. And as far as I know, I think it's the most affordable bourbon in Finger Lakes. So at that price, craft, not craft. Mainstream. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not mainstream, that's for sure. But yeah.
Put me down for one. That's
so far. We've got 2 votes for black and 1 vote for tan.
Oh, geez, there we go. Okay, here it goes. This is the problem. It's very mixed reviews. You never know. Phil and I both like the tan. Yeah, so that's funny.
And the Jamie and Jenny are split.
Yeah. Oh God. I've noticed, and I'm not trying to sound sexist, but the men pick tan, and the women usually pick black, and that's kind of the way it usually goes. So. Yeah.
Marianne says tan.
Oh, there you go, Marianne. Break it.
She's got good taste.
Yeah.
No, so do you think that you'll have some of that at the 18th Amendment?
Yeah, definitely. Friday, I hope to have some ready to go.
Are you still with us?
Lost.
I have to give him a second. He's out in the country, so he's got all the information that we want, though. Now I got to know about the hand sanitizer. I got to know if I can get the bottles at the 18th Amendment.
Yeah, I will be there Friday if he's got them.
Yeah, I got a chance to try it, and it's pretty good.
I think it was probably it had to be about 2 years ago now. Steve and I were out at the distillery talking with them about the 18th Amendment project, and they gave us a little sample, but it was hot. It had not cooled down yet at all, so it was a little boozy.
He let me try some pretty hot brandy the other day. That was good. So yeah, we got a lot of people interested in it. So hopefully he'll come back. We got to find out about where we can get the hand sanitizer too.
Yeah, I certainly help distribute that if he needs. So
yeah, absolutely.
Get him back on here.
There we go. Let's get him back.
Technical difficulties. Sorry.
All right, you're back.
We get it.
Laptop died on me.
We have all sorts of questions for you now.
Oh God.
So, first question: what do you think the chances are that we can buy the bottle at the 18th Amendment next Friday?
I'd say 80%. You never know. It counts on the label company. Yeah. So my label company, Niagara Label, out of Akron, New York, all the hand sanitizer labels. They're producing them at their cost for all these distillery companies.
Wow, good for them. That's awesome.
So, yeah, they're taking a big hit, and what they're doing is really awesome. So they're pretty busy and backed up. And I told them I'd love to get the bourbon out, but if these, especially the distilleries that are donating the hand sanitizer, some of them are trying to make a profit like anybody in business. There's, and then there's the guys that are like Black Button that are really trying to like donate it to all the hospitals in Rochester. So, and that's what they're making a lot of labels for. They said they're making another 6,000 labels for them and printing them up next week. So, yeah, that's
So
back.
That leads us into the second question from Rosemary is, where can the hand sanitizer be purchased, if it can be purchased?
So it's going to be in 375 milliliter bottles. So it's pretty big.
It's a big
and it's
jug.
going to be a glass bottle. So, I mean, you can purchase it, and we're selling it at our cost at the distillery, or we'll have it at the 18th Amendment when it's ready. Again, I don't know if the public would want it just because it's a little bit bigger, and it's kind of used to refill plastic containers. I mean, you could kind of use it to put on your hands, I guess. It would just be kind of hard to do it. We don't have a nozzle or anything for it. We plan on trying to get smaller plastic bottles, but Uline is completely out of plastic everything, and Amazon and everyone. So
I bet.
Yeah.
I saw some from somebody else that looked like they were in like ketchup bottles or something.
Hey, I mean, that anything would work
Like
right now.
anything.
Yeah. If you can get it, do it. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
this is apple juice, not beer. I know people are judging on the internet. Like, look at this guy drinking beers at noon. No, it's just apple juice, I promise.
it's Sunday.
Mm.
And it's during the apocalypse.
Sunday in quarantine. So
It's the Lord's Day. You can't drink beers at noon, right? Yeah.
Whiskey on a Sunday.
Whiskey, okay.
just Bloody Marys.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So
Bloody Marys.
What are you guys drinking at home? Like, what's your go-to, Mike? I kind of know what Phil drinks. What are you drinking at home?
I've been mix of Powers Irish whiskey and Aberfeldy Scotch.
Oh, geez, there you go, Mike. Wow.
Yeah,
Scotch.
I need to get my local stock up. I'm not doing my part so far.
Well, there's gonna be some bourbon soon for you to drink.
I saw that, and
Excellent.
I will be there Friday.
Yeah.
As long as either way, I'll be there. But hopefully, you'll have a bottle for me.
Phil, are you staying the same?
Can I put in an order for 2 bottles?
Yeah, they're there, man. I made 250 bottles of it. That's all I have, but there's 250 and they're ready to go. So.
All right. Well, I'm in.
Cool. Now, so what was the final vote, black or tan? What did it look like?
Boy, we had a whole bunch. We had a whole bunch of votes. We're gonna have to go back and count, but let's see. We've got. Can you keep a tally if I read them off?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we got 1 for black, another 1 for black, 1 for tan, 1 for each, 1 for tan. Let's see. 1 for each. That's what we got so far.
It's tied 4-4.
It's tied. Awesome. Well, you might have to flip. Actually, no, because my vote was for tan. I don't. What did you think, Mike?
I was gonna go black.
All right.
Oh God.
didn't break it.
That's fantastic. The thing is, there are a lot of good tan bottle labels around. There aren't a lot of good black labels around, but I like tan better.
Yeah. No, tan's good. So the plan is we're going to use the black and tan either way. So if the tan's used for the bourbon now, we're going to use the black for a rye whiskey later on.
Oh.
So, yeah.
When are you doing the rye?
So the rye, that's in the barrel. That probably won't be ready for maybe another 8 months. Probably won't be ready till winter. So.
Okay.
So either way, the label's getting used. I mean, yeah, I tried to, they did all the artwork on it, and it looks nice, and it's kind of cool just to change the color and change the name a little bit and make it work.
Yep.
So
Change it to rye.
Yeah.
We got another vote for tan. So tan's in the lead.
They took the lead.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Funny.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That was pretty good stuff.
definitely excited to get going on that. So one more thing, Mike, I know we're kind of making you hang along here with this, but
Oh, no problem.
what insider information do you have on when, I mean, I don't know if you have anything, but when this whole thing might blow over, are you getting any news, any kind of information of what the idea is, that how long this could really go for?
I don't think I have anything different than anybody else. I know that the governor extended the school closure date to the 15th. Which is only a couple days longer than what Penny Ann and Dundee, Marcus Whitman were actually going to be closing for. But I don't know if that is a sign of more to come. I've heard a lot of people say May 1st, but I think that's optimistic as well. But yeah, it's dependent on the source. It's different from everybody. I think what I've heard probably the most is peak is still another 2 to 3 weeks away. But again, I don't know if that's where any truth or any actual scientific evidence to hold that is there or not. It's just people spitballing, I think.
Our friend Kyle thinks that you're withholding something. He thinks that you have more information that you're not telling us about.
He does. He has some insider information he doesn't want to let go.
I'm not that well connected yet.
No.
Are either of you trout fishermen?
No.
I mean,
I might take it up.
Hey, it starts the 1st, April 1st.
Yeah.
I want to say a fisherman. I try to do it, but it's not very good. Yeah.
And then turkey. It looks like we might have turkey season.
May 1st, turkey time. Yeah.
Make the best of it.
That. Let's do it.
Fill the freezer with fish and turkey. Oh, here's a good question that I've been thinking about a lot lately from Kyle is what stocks are we buying right now?
I don't want to tell you mine because one of them, I got a pretty funny one that you probably shouldn't say on a podcast. But
now you have to.
I'm kind of let my financial advisor kind of decide. There was only one I requested because I thought it would be funny if it worked out. So, and I don't want Mike to share this with the FLEDC and tell my big stock now. So, yeah, I might get judged. Yeah.
It's definitely toilet paper.
No. It's
you don't want to buy high.
It's a naughty website, X-rated website. I thought buying stock in that might no one's got anything better to do. Everyone's home. I thought maybe we'll see how it goes. So
give it 2 weeks and then sell.
So that's the plan. Yeah. That's good. It's risky stocks, right? So that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Investing a little bit in recreation. Thinking about with all this money that they're printing to give everybody these stimulus checks, and they're drawing out a couple $1 trillion. That might be a good time to buy gold. That we're giving out more money than we've got.
Do either of you participate in stocks? Do either of you really get into it?
Not overly active. No.
I do the Robinhood app.
Okay.
So I buy and sell. When this all happened, I had some in. I lost a lot of money.
Oh, jeez. That's not good.
Not like a lot. Because I wouldn't put anything in there that I couldn't afford to lose. But I was hoping to be able to make money. But anyway, I decided when everything kind of crashed that I can't sell any of that now.
No, hold. Don't sell.
No. I just have to hope. Yes. I just have to hope it gets better. And then what I did do is the stocks that I bought in at like the fourth, when they dropped by 40% or more, I bought more of them. I said, oh, now they're on a discount. So let me see if I can get something and get it going.
Yeah. No, that's the way to do. Hold it. My girlfriend's financial advisor, she has way more money into it than I do. But he was saying that people were calling and taking their money out of it, and we're calling to put money into it. And he's like, see, that's the idea. Don't
Yep.
Don't take your money out. You're gonna get hit here pretty hard. So
Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Just hang on.
Ride the storm.
And we're young enough. I know not everybody is, but we're young enough that it has time to recover. I mean, I know that, every big downfall, it took a long time for it to recover. We might not get everything back for a while, but it should come back.
What do you think, Mike? Do you foresee, Phil and I had this, and Marianne had this conversation, the other podcast we had. Do you think, are you going to see that our restaurants and bars, are they going to increase like the money they make? Are you going to see it huge, or do you think people are going to start like holding their money, not going out because they're worried about, another crisis, or people are just going to start spending money when they can?
I think it is gonna. Well, certainly depends on how long this lasts. I know of my kind of circle, my immediate circle of friends and family is going to be out there going hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Want the economy to come back and going stir crazy here at home. Certainly can't speak for everybody because it's a scary time, but hopefully there's enough relief here that allows people to weather it and that they can get back to work eventually and start spending money again. We were doing pretty well there for a long time. We had a lot of momentum, and we've come a long way down. But I think a lot of people being stuck at home for a long period of time like this, they're going to want to be out and about, and especially in a small community like this where we all are, again, looking after one another and know every business owner, they want to support them. So I think eventually when we get through this, that there will be a pretty good, at least initial boost back to them all.
Yeah, hope you're right.
You won't be able to get rid of me. Not that you were beforehand.
Kind of the question that it brings to my mind is that, it's always for people who don't have a ton of discretionary income. There's always that debate of, do I spend the extra money? Do I spend the extra 20% to buy it from a local shop versus, trying to just pick it up online, especially when I know I might have to go to 4 different local places to get what I need, and I can get everything I need online. But I kind of think that we might, after this is over, we might see people, I don't know what we'll see. I mean, people will have less money to be able to just go pay that extra 20%. But they'll also want to make sure that they're doing things for their neighbors because that's the kind of community we live in. So I don't know what will happen there.
Hopefully we can find out and see the solution here sooner rather than later.
Yep. But whatever you do, don't just go to the store and then just start taking medicine, the fish medicine, because it's dangerous.
No.
Did you see there's some couple in Arizona that just took fish medicine and it wasn't the right stuff. It seemed like it was the right stuff. It had a similar name, but it was not the right stuff.
Yeah,
but New York State, that's another regulation that's gone down that I think is huge, is now New York State has been given the authority to kind of study those drug combinations.
Saw that one. Mm-hmm.
And so now I don't know if we'll find the answer or not, but at least we've got 50 states that can work on it instead of, one conglomerate that can work on it.
Yeah.
And they are specifically studying some of those drugs that, some people think are promising and other people think are kind of nothing, but I guess we'll have a chance to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think one last thing for me before I have to run up to the distillery and get away is, Mike, is there anything you really wanted to get out there for anybody? Any other information you were thinking about, that would be helpful for people?
I'll just leave everybody with my contact information, and don't hesitate to reach out at all. Like I said, we're here to help. We want to help. We're able to help, and let us know. I don't know if you have a ability to blast out phone number and email, Phil, or I can just let everyone know over the broadcast.
Yeah, well, why don't you, if you want to let people know, and then if you just text them over to me, then I'll put them up into the description so that they'll be there.
Perfect. Well, our office phone number, which will be then forwarded to my cell phone or Steve Griffin's cell phone, is 315-536-7328. And my cell phone, which feel free to call, text at any time, is 585-944-6763. And my email is mike@fingerlakesedc, like Economic Development Center.com. So mike@fingerlakesedc.com.
Awesome.
Any of those will get to me. I'll respond to you as quickly as I can. If I don't answer the phone, leave a voicemail, shoot me a text. But I'm going to do anything we can to help everybody out.
Awesome. And what was your website again? So that, because you said you had information posted there.
Yep. So it's fingerlakesedc.com.
Okay.
And right at the very top of it right now is a link to coronavirus or COVID-19 relief. But there's a tab under the resource section that you can find too that will bring you to the whole one page of all the information that's out there that we're updating frequently. So take a look at that, see what's there, what's available, and then, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out and walk you through that, answer any questions you have, and if we can't help you directly, point you in the right direction if we can.
Awesome. Well, I learned a lot. It's
Yeah.
been informative. Hopefully, some people that have been tuning in have learned something that's helpful. And appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. This was great. Certainly willing to do it again whenever.
You're welcome anytime. Just let me know when you got stuff to talk about.
Awesome. Will do.
All right. Take care.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you.